At my primary school, my nickname was Swimming Pool.
Why? Why?
I never found out. I would like to start with some thank yous. Thank you to Brandon, May and Tess for organising the student side of the forum. Thank you to Jenny and Virginia, to Deanne and Cameron, and any other parents who helped set up for this evening. Thank you to Brendan, you've been a gracious MC. Thank you to Sam for your kind words, and I have a hunch that a lot of what you said is about you, Sam, your qualities. Thank you to the students who've played and presented items tonight. Thank you to Brenda and Bindi, who've been my supports these last few years. And thank you to all my teaching colleagues for helping us in trying to do the best for this year, this class. We are sorry that not everyone is here, that we have 5 colleagues in Japan at the moment. We have 1 in Europe. 2 are either sick or otherwise engaged. And we are very glad that we still have 3 exchange students with us, and we have had 7 over the year. Thank you also to Coron and Nigel for having the informal, though we've decided this is a rather informal also, thanks to the liveliness of our beloved students. Thank you to all the parents who have entrusted us with your children, and thank you to the students, because if you want to learn, teach. And you possibly don't realise how much we learn from you. The first students I taught in this school were 4 years old, and I was a kindergarten teacher. Those students are approaching 30 now. Some are parents in the school. I went through class teaching and came to the high school. My first class 10 had 11 students in it, and one was my daughter Anna, whose wedding I go to in a month's time. Now there are 50 of you, and I think all teachers will say, all teachers from all schools will say that each generation of students that come through are different, which is not surprising, but it's challenging. And you as a class have been very challenging. I mean that in the best sense of the word though. The students that you teach in the high school are always around the same age, but we get older. Oscar Wilde, as well as saying that youth is wasted on the young, said that the tragedy of growing old is not that we're old, but that we're young. And so it's this importance, I think, to try to keep youth alive, despite the outer being old and crusty. And there's no better way than to spend your time with the heart of teenagerhood in high school. It's a very bumpy ride, often very unforgiving. You very quickly learn about your inadequacies, and they're not apologetic about it either. So for 3 years we have tried to be relevant. We've tried to guide them, to encourage them, to suggest things, even to expect things. You can see tonight they are not as you want them to be, they are who they are. And you just can do your best. Much that we've tried perhaps seems to have been ignored, but one hopes that within each one of them these ideas will resurface. We have aimed very high. Maybe we've been caring to a fault. We've not achieved perfection, They don't care about things, about stuff, unless it's in a physics magazine. But they do care about each other. They're not very good listeners, but they're very good observers. And we say goodbye to the high school years now, but we know that this group will not be passive, will not be mediocre. They are full of life. So in this way we think they're perfect. Thank you.